Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Get Bakin with AppTV. My name is Elena Jones, and today I'm here with
Evan Stauffer. Today we are making a classic grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's getting cold and this is the perfect recipe to warm you up.
Let's go!
First up, we're going to start off with the onion. Now, a trick to cutting the onion is there's the butt end and then there's the top. You want to cut off the top right here. All right, flip it on its side, and then right at the root, you want to cut through it, just like that. And now you got two halves and they're together from the butt of the onion. Flip it on its side. We can set this one to the side for now. And you want to do horizontal cuts just like this, almost to the edge, but not enough to where the onion will fall off. It doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be super great. That size is too big, so you go in the middle, just like that. And eventually, at the end, flip it to the side again. Now let's do these horizontal vertical cuts. Oops. Now you've got perfectly diced onions. If it's too big, all you have to do is flip it on its side. You can do this, and then this will just cut them even more.
Okay. So,
All right, we'll deal with that.
a little chunk of butter. You put in that much.
A little knob of butter.
A little knob of butter. I like to move it around so that it gets all the bottom of the pan.
All right, once we have all this onion cut, we can mix this in with the other. And once the butter melts and starts to sizzle just a little bit, then we add the onion. This part of the cooking process is called caramelizing. So onions are very tart and you can't really eat them raw. If you do, it's gross. So you have to cook it down, softens it up, it golds it up, and it smells and tastes delicious. Once the butter starts to melt a little bit, it doesn't have to be fully melted yet.
Pretty
You
melted.
can start adding in the onion. Just mixing it around, wait for it to, and then soon, in about a minute or two, we'll start to hear it sizzle. Now you take your clove of garlic, you want to take the side of your knife. What you want to do is you want to slam your hand down on the knife. What that does is it crushes it up, and that way it's not solid. And then you just cut it up, and then after the onion sautés for about 10 minutes, we put in the garlic. All right, so now you can see the onions are almost completely translucent. So now, while I'm adding in the garlic and I'm going to fill with 1 cup of chicken stock, you're going to open this can of tomato sauce for us. Now, instead of tomato sauce, you can also use crushed tomatoes. Those work great. And all you have to do, if you don't want the chunky tomato soup, is you can throw it in a heat-safe blender and then put it back in the pan just for a couple minutes, let it warm back up, and then you have a smooth tomato soup. We do not have a heat-safe blender with us right now, so we are using tomato sauce. We are going to let the garlic saute for about 2 minutes. I added in a little bit of our Italian seasoning. You don't want to add it all right now because it'll all soak into the onions. You season a little bit as you go. You don't want to add it all at the start or all at the end. You need to keep doing it throughout. So while she's opening tomato soup, I'm going to fill 1 cup of chicken stock. If you are vegetarian, you can use vegetable stock. That will also work. And you could also, we will be filling it with Parmesan cheese. You can use a vegetarian or vegan cheese. Those also work. Dump it in, dump all of it in. What we're gonna do is just mix that around with the onions. Just a little bit. Then take your chicken stock, dump all of that in. Just mix it around. Then what we are going to do, add a little bit more of our seasoning. Add as much as you like. With seasoning, recipes will tell you exactly how much they want. I always season with my heart. I feel that always makes it taste a little bit better. Now we're gonna turn the heat up just a bit, and we're gonna wait for this to get to a low boil. Now we're moving on to the grilled cheese. I like to use sourdough. Some
superior bread. The superior bread.
Some people like white bread. Some people like whole grain bread. It's disgusting. It tastes like dirt. If you're having grilled cheese, use a decent bread. Don't let it take away from the cheese.
It's gotta be sturdy.
This?
It's gotta be sturdy for the grilled cheese.
All right, so this is what I do. You would take 2 slices of American cheese. This is the perfect ratio. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. 2 slices of American. Stack them in the middle a little bit. And then a slice of Gouda. Gouda's fancier. It's in a special package. Put that in the middle. And then you grab another second piece to fill out the edges. And then once these edges are filled, you're left with a little bit left. It's like a reward. Close the sandwich up, just like that. And then a lot of people will tell you, put butter in the pan. No. What you want to do, get yourself some mayonnaise. We're using Duke's. Use what you like. This is better. Put just a little bit on the top. Enough to just lightly coat it. Now, mayo has a very high amount of fat. And what this will do is this is going to help crisp up the crust. This is what a lot of diners do, like local diners. This is how they get their special, like, golden crust and the picture perfect crust. Now, our pan, we've moved it to the front. It's warm. You can hover your hand above it to double check. What you're gonna do, you put mayo side down, turn up the heat a little bit, and then put a little bit of mayo on the other side. And then just let it sit. You don't want to, whenever you're toasting a grilled cheese, it's a little different than all of the other sandwiches because you do want the cheese in the middle to be completely melted without burning all of the bread. So low and slow when making a grilled cheese. Do you grilled cheese a lot growing up?
I did, yeah. I still eat grilled cheese now.
What's your combo?
Go-to. Ooh, it varies on my mood. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm a little lazy and I just do one cheese. I'll do provolone because it's what I have. But a lot of times I like to do it with cheddar because I like the gooey.
The cheese pull.
You gotta have a good cheese pull.
We might get a cheese pull. We might get a cheese pull. I make no promises.
Yeah.
We're in the mood. Fall starting. Look at this aesthetic plate. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, it has to fit the vibes. We're making a fall comfort cozy dish.
This, please.
Yep.
Knife. I think it's spun around here. It's perfect. Just like that. Grilled cheese, and you see the gooiness right there. All right, so now soup has been on for about 10 minutes, simmering low in the back. We made 2 more grilled cheeses. Take the lid off. Put the lid in the sink. Now we want to take about 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. If you want, you can use 2% milk, but you will have to use a little bit less. Add this. Then what you want to do is measure with your heart always. Add some Parmesan cheese into the pot. This will make the consistency thicker and just make it taste so much better. Now we can add a little bit more Italian seasoning, not too much, and then a little bit of salt from our mousse salt shaker. A trick when you're doing salt to not put too much. Put it in your hand, you want that much, and then you can Toss it back in. Just mix this up. Now what we're gonna do, this is gonna change the color. Now we're getting the aesthetic little lines. That's how you want your tomato soup to look. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the heat up, get it back to a low boil for about 2 minutes, let the cheese melt, let the heavy cream thicken up the soup. Then we're gonna turn the heat off, let it sit for 1.5 minutes, and then we can serve it. Now, our soup, it's been sitting, cheese is melted, cream is mixed in. It's looking mighty delicious. Looking so good. Turn the heat off. Let it sit for a sec. Look at these bubbles. Is this aesthetic? Tell me this isn't aesthetic.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Come on. Come on! Alright, now we take our fancy dancy bear cup and our fancy dancy ladle measuring spoon in the bowl. Just a little bit, not too much. Then we have that bowl. That looks good.
Oh yeah.
Next bowl.
I'm so excited to eat this.
So hungry. And
Look at that.
Now, garnish with a little bit of basil.
Gotta make it look pretty.
And a little bit of cheese. Just a little pizzazz, some would say. Now, ready to serve.
All right.
Each take a half.
Just take a half. All right. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Bon appetit.
Dip it.
Got really whirl it around.
Oh my god.
Mmm.
Mmm.
Now that's pretty good.
I need another one. It's so hot, but it's so good.
You can see that steam.
I give it, for what we have, a 9 out of 10. How
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I'd say a good 9, 8 or
Cheese
9.
is gooey.
Mm-hmm.
Soup is very tasteful. Looked good with the aesthetic basil.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And you guys can make this at home. Join us next time.
Get baking.